Hello friends, I'm Maral from Maral Musings, and today I'm going to celebrate something that's very exotic. Black on the outside with a heart of snow, with varying shades of black, dark purple, sometimes green, sometimes white. It is said that it was originally planted or grown in India and then it moved across to the world, especially to the Middle East. There's a lot of discussion around the eggplant and how it started to be. So it was said that back in the day in Italy, the eggplant was actually considered poisonous and harmful, and it drove people crazy. So they call it melanzana, which means unhealthy. Later, the Armenians moved over to Venice, and what happened is that the Armenians were cooking a lot of eggplants in their dishes, and it became widely spread. So next time you order eggplant parmigiana in the restaurant, know that one day it wasn't such a hot menu item, but it is nevertheless absolutely delicious. Now, back to the Middle East, I want to tell you about a very specific dish. A dish that has become very common in a lot of restaurants, especially Middle Eastern restaurants that you go to. It is commonly known as baba ganoush. Now, I have no idea what baba ganoush is, but I can tell you what baba ghanouj is. Baba ghanouj is actually a dish that's made up of two words. Baba, meaning father or dad, and ghanouj, which is more of an adjective that describes the father. So here we're talking about a father who spoils you, who makes you feel special. It's also said that it's named after a monk that lived in the mountains of Lebanon, and his name was Father Ghanouj. So this father was also somebody who took care of the community, and they would often offer him this eggplant dish. So the basic ingredient that you need for Baba Ghanouj is, of course, an eggplant. So go to your local supermarket, pick up a very good ripe eggplant, and basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna wash it very well, put it in the oven for about 30 minutes, bake it on high, and then take it out and then make it. So we're gonna get ready to prepare the eggplant to put in the oven. Let's get cooking. So once your eggplants are ready, you need a baking tray that is lined with wax paper or parchment paper. Line it up. So some people, what they do is that they poke holes in it, or they grab a fork and they stab it, or they do a couple of cuts with a knife. What I like to do is that I like to keep it as it is, because I like to keep the juices within it. It gives it a very specific flavor that's really smoky. So I like to keep those as they are, as you can see in the baking tray. And as it is, it goes into a high oven for about 30 minutes. In they go and into the oven. Okay, so now that it's been 15 minutes, I want to check on the eggplants to see if they are getting ready, and I want to turn them around. So if you look inside, woo boy. All right, so you get these beautiful charred peeling. Just turn it, leave it for another 15 minutes. Back in the oven it goes. So for the ingredients you will need for the baba ghanouj, you will need to make it more like a salad. So a little bit of onions, some chopped green peppers, some parsley. You can add tomatoes if you like, but so the eggplants are just out of the oven. As you can see, they are ever so hot. So these need to just rest, but you can see that it's really soft to the touch. If you touch it, the skin is really moist, and that means it's very well cooked from inside. So this is exactly about 30-35 minutes that I put it in. Now I need to let them here to sit for about 10 to 15 minutes to cool down. What I'm gonna do a little bit of a twist on the baba ghanouj, because I like to plate it differently. You can easily serve it in a bowl that you have that you like, but I'm gonna get a little bit artistic here. So what I'm gonna do, same thing. I'm gonna lay down the eggplant just as it is, okay? But I wanna hold on to the top, the green top, the green bit. What is the green bit called?
The head?
The head of the eggplant. Thanks, friend. All right, so there we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and mash it with the fork, but I really wanna maintain the shape of the vegetable itself. Again, I'm a huge fan of eggplants, and I think they're beautiful, so let's try and maintain the look. And there she goes. So in comes a little bit of olive oil. We have a little bit of lemon there, okay? So we're gonna add a little bit of the salt that we had. Here comes my salt. Whoop. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of, just for flavoring, I'm gonna put a little bit of sumac. Okay, why not? Okay, bring about your onions a little bit. So here's my onions. And then your green peppers. I have some chopped parsley as well. Okay, and just work it. Work it into the salad. So you haven't compromised on the shape still, it's still intact. Flavors are in. So there you have it. One thing to do is when you do make something, when you cook something, invite a friend, share it with a loved one, maybe pack a little bowl and give it to your neighbor. Maybe if you see somebody, just say, hey, I cooked this amazing meal and I'd like to share it with you. Because at the end of the day, what's food if you don't share it? Let's go, friends. Come on, let's try it. Until next time, try something new, be curious about your palate, stay safe. Salam.